So what are your plans for the future?
Well, the first thing is to create at least one safe place. I call it a center. It's a teaching center in the sense of an exchange center where I would like to have scientists, very advanced sciences, physics, quantum physics, people who talk about the landscape of the mind, the exploration of the mind. People of that kind, I'd like to come together and share experiences, exchange. So I would like to create a center. That's the immediate future. Next, after that, I don't know. I have to live in the now, like I said. We have to live moment to moment. That's the next thing to do. Then there would be the idea of a network. I'm very interested in cosmology, space travel, of course, and I'm really interested in creating the new technologies that we talk about. For this, I must have the help of scientists. Free energy is applicable. The new geometry is here. I mean, the science is here. It's being suppressed. So I appeal to scientists who have it to come together and say, let's do it. Get out of wherever you are imprisoned and do the equivalent of what I did. Everyone has to do this. There are brilliant scientists around who know exactly what I'm talking about, and all we have to do is do it. And we have to be fearless about this. That's the immediate future, say the next 4 or 5 years.
Didn't you spend some time with the Native Americans?
Yes, I did, yes. They told me two things, very simple. They always said, like Krishnamurti, like all the great sages, they said just live with Earth, live very close to Earth, and live with the stars, and live in the connection star, sun, Earth. Very simple. They say live with that, and then be yourself. Find out who you want to be, and be that. Be excellent at that, at what you do. And don't care what goes on outside. So in a way, yes, people will have to seclude or get out of the way, like the little whale. Had he not gone towards humanity, it would have been fine. Mm-hmm. What's going to happen, I think, as I was explaining before, as the linear mind tunes out and the psychic mind comes in, is that most people will no longer be with it. They will try to function in a logical, straightforward, linear way, when really everything becomes psychic. There's a higher level of psychic mind of the Earth, of the stars coming in, and most people will simply lose it in this because nothing will make sense. It's hard to explain. And so only those who are completely tuned into the psychic will be able to go with these changes. You know, this whole world, everything that we're in wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the psychic. It's the psychic that gives rise to the physical. That's the part that scientists have yet to actually figure out and be able to explain in formulas. So my contact is more with what I call the luminous ones, and they would call them the shining ones in the old language. And at times at night you will see a bluish presence that creates a light. But they are formless. You can't like talk to them and touch them, but you feel something's there. Mm-hmm. They don't have names as such. They don't say we're from this star. They're just, you know, it's with you. It's constantly with you.
You know, you said you'd met Cheney, for example, and you said you'd met some other people in your travels.
Yes. I met a number of people, yes.
Perhaps
some
you
of
could
it
tell
is
us about that.
Some of it I wrote in the more funny story parts of my book. There isn't much to tell. Yes, I met Cheney for dinner one time with a number of people, and that was 12 years ago now. He was then trying to become president, or he was trying to run for office. I'm not so sure what they were doing. Through some diplomats I knew. I knew a lot of diplomats through my time in Geneva, and you know how diplomats are, they cruise around the world, and so everyone meets everyone. It's not that difficult. He made a pretty bizarre impression on me in the sense of he was robotic, almost like, not really, I don't want to say not human, but there was something there lacking. And very driven. I mean, he's an Aquarius. He's the kind of guy who, he'll get what he wants, and he did get it, and then some. And I was aware, of course, of what they were planning, because they would talk to me. People have a tendency of just telling me whatever, whether they're ETs, luminous beings, normal people. They just tell me their stuff, and I was listening. I was trying to compute what this means. I also met the brother of Bush, the guy who now is in charge of Florida, the governor of Florida. And through those types of people that I had met, but throughout fields of society, be it science, physics, NASA, politics, diplomacy, economy. I mean, I met hundreds of people. Some of it is in my book. They're just people, you know. And I met them at several points in their lives, so you can then compare what the destiny does.
So you had some exposure to what might happen before 9/11, is that right?
Yes. We had, as a group of a few friends, a good feeling in '99 that it was time to get prepared, that something not good would happen. We were aware that they were planning to attack in the Middle East. I mean, that was known. I'm surprised that this is I have to say it again, I am surprised that it is a surprise to the world. Because it was really known. It was written on black and white papers called Project for the New American Century or whatever. And even European diplomatic people knew that, and they were talking about it among people in dinners and lunches. I mean, we just were hoping it wouldn't happen. We thought it was a bad joke. Mm-hmm. And then I knew that they would go into power and they would do what it takes to do it. I didn't know exactly how 9/11 would happen. That I did not know. I had predicted the ballot recount in '99. I predicted that Bush would be president and be there for his whole term.
And you actually predicted the actual count of the ballots?
Yes, I did in writing predict in '99 in a little brochure that there would be a ballot recount. That's correct, yes. Uh-huh. But I did not predict 9/11. There's a confusion about it. I never did. I said that there would be the disruption of air traffic or suspension of air traffic. Mm-hmm. But I did not see or know the event with the towers. That surprised even me. We just knew that come 2001 to 2 in that area, in the time window after he would come into office, we knew that something disruptive enough would happen to open the way into the wars of the Middle East. And we were trying with friends to mitigate the influence, because I feel that normal people can have an influence on events, at least in as far as their attitude towards the event is going to be. And I think when everybody empowers themselves, like I was talking about before, that we know who we are, where we came from, what we're actually about, and I know that as we have more and more people thinking in that way, we'll be able to almost take command of the Earth again, because that's our job. We're going to have to be in charge of this planet.